me a favor and watch this video.
Tonight, an urgent warning for Americans visiting Colombia. Embassy officials confirming of at least 8 Americans traveling in Medellin, possibly linked to the app.
Tinder. Everyone has been talking about passport bros over the last year, where American guys go to third world countries to get girlfriends because, frankly, it's easier to do. But countries like Colombia have started to catch on to this, and they've started passport bros as a result. For example, if you're a white guy living in Medellin, people hate you because they think you're ruining their economy and taking their women. Now, pair this general hatred of men from the West with an opportunity to make money from kidnapping and ransoming a white guy, and you have the situations we see now where passport bros are getting on. And this isn't just Colombia. This is how the global South feels about the West and how it feels about Western men. Selena Kyle has a great line in The Dark Knight Rises that illustrates this point better than I ever could. There's a storm coming, Mr. Wayne. You and your friends better batten down the hatches, because when it hits, you're all gonna wonder how you ever thought you could live so large and leave so little for the rest of us.
So everybody's talking about passport bros. Now, I first heard about passport bros when I put up a video talking about black women and black men, and somebody left a comment saying something about that's why passport bros are going for the other women, and I did not understand what that meant. Apparently, there's something called passport bros, and if you don't know what that means, let's find out together.
What the frick is a passport bro? To put it simply, a passport bro is a term used to describe a Western man who leaves their country in order to find a woman from a non-Western country. There's many reasons they do this. Some can't find a partner in their own countries, some are seeking more traditional relationships, and some just have a preference for foreign women. It's a controversial topic because a lot of Western women believe that it's exploitation. Now, exploitation does happen, but this is a bad overgeneralization. And the reason it's bad is because it insinuates that all women from these countries are either desperate, uneducated, or deceitful, which is just not true.
When you pay attention to the passport bros, like, they're getting women from like the DR, Colombia,
Yes.
The Philippines, Thailand, like women that can speak very little English, women that don't have education, women that
need them. Women that need them.
Women are raised to be wives. They learn everything
in these other communities,
from birth, from their father, from their mother, how to be a wife and how to support your man.
Women that need them.
It's not even women that need them. It's women that treat them with respect.
So we don't.
Y'all know y'all don't.
Stop yourself.
That's not true. You
Yeah.
have passport bros?
What is a passport?
Okay, passport bros are men that are so fed up with Western women because we're all apparently so woke and so terrible, and Western women don't want to be wives, that they are now going to other countries to find wives.
That's like which countries?
Southeast Asia, the Philippines, the Dominican Republic.
So it's like the opposite of the mail order bride.
Yes,
So like,
exactly.
Okay, so they're, instead of ordering out, instead of using stamps.com.
Yes, and bringing them here, they're like, we want to get out.
It feels more expensive, but...
It is. And so a lot of these men get remote jobs. And so they go there and they live in these countries, and then they meet these women. And then women in the Western world, specifically the United States, are so pissed off about it. And they're like, you're going to all these countries where these women don't even know how to speak English. They can't even read. They're so uneducated. And then the men like film themselves with these women and like show themselves on dates. And the women are so elegant and they're so well spoken and they're so traditional. And they're like, look at these women. Yeah, passport bros. Because Western women are so bad.
Did not know about that.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's why I'm here.
Interesting. I mean, I did marry a woman from abroad. I mean, she's been in America since she was 12, but still, she's Israeli.
So there you go.
Yeah.
You're like a reverse passport bro.
Yeah, exactly. Well, she came here and she got citizenship, so.
You didn't import her?
I did not import my wife, no.
Makes that very clear.
These are the top travel destinations for passport bros in 2023. Let's hear these in no particular order. Number 1, Thailand. Number 2, Croatia. Number 3, Brazil. 4, we all know this one, Colombia. And at number 5, Philippines.
Passport bros on the rise. Let's go.
250 in America equals 1 million in Colombia. I'm gonna try to spend it all in one day and show you how far it goes. Let's go. We woke up hella early and caught a ride to a famous small town.
So where I'm going to topic right now?
Pueblo de Guatape.
Pueblito de Paisa, Pueblito de Guatape. Chica Pueblito, Pueblito Chica.
She couldn't wait to show me one of her favorite colas and take me around the town. This is definitely a great spot to snag some photos. Tons of colors and activities, a really cool small church if you feel like giving away your green card, fellas.
You've changed. You changed, the fame changed you. All right, we're gonna find these jet skis.
We found some super cheap jet skis out here, about $1 a minute. They might have been too cheap though, because one died immediately. And then 5 minutes later, we crashed into each other. It was actually a shit show.
If you're near here, definitely check out the jet skis. There's famous reggaeton artist mansions. Even Pablo Escobar's old mansion is out here. And you can get a houseboat or something out on the lake super cheap. I'm talking like $69. But we still have plenty of money to spend. The best part's coming up. Check it out in part 2.
This is the perfect country for passport bros, and here is why. The cost of living is 49% lower than the US. Rent is 80% cheaper, the crime rate is 16% lower, and you could live like the top 1% with only $2,420 a month. You could grab a ticket right now and be there in literally a few hours. More on that in a bit. You can live the bachelor dream in style when rent is between $235 to $635 for a one-bedroom apartment in the city center. Groceries are around $220 to $300 per month. Utilities $140, fast internet is only $18, and an unlimited cell phone plan is $16. You can easily take your date to a decent restaurant and spend $17 for the both of you, or ball out at a luxury meal for just $38. It's easy to stand out when the average Joe here makes only $765 a month. Being a breadwinner while your wife stayed home could not be easier when rent for a 3-bedroom house is between $280 to $1,070. The average 3-bedroom home is around $198 to $273,000, and you could live like royalty with only $4,980 a month. Leave a comment if you've guessed the country. Looking for wifey material? It's a piece of cake when 85% believe in traditional values, 64% report being happy. The divorce rate is only 1.4 per 1,000 marriages, and the fertility rate is 1.6. 57% of the population is women, and 54% of those are under 25. You don't have to worry about speaking another language because 31% of locals speak English. Ready to pack your bags? All you need is your passport, and you can stay visa-free for 90 days. Then you could apply for a long-stay visa and stay for over a year. And the country is Romania.
Every passport bro I know in the real world is an American bottom feeder in our dating pool, okay?
Whoa. When American women hate the fact that they're losing out on potential partners because men are deciding to sail ship or hop in the plane and fly over to another country to find a woman that may be more suitable for his needs. They don't like it. They don't like it at all. Just laugh, fellas. Just laugh, because who winning?
So what y'all for?
Just to look pretty, sit pretty, yeah.
And do nothing.
Basically, yeah.
Go get a job, get 3 jobs. My man has 2 jobs. Go get 7 jobs and 2 side hustles to buy me the things that I want because I'm a woman.
Complaints.
What'd she say? We seen that clip before.
About gold diggers while he has no gold.
And I only want to deal with guys that's paying bills. I am a gold digger. I don't care. What
Openly admitting it. Okay.
do I bring to the table? Excellent question.
Let me guess.
I am the table.
Let's talk about the new passport bro movement in the Somali community. So a bunch of Somali guys are going to Morocco to find wives because they are cheaper to marry. And this guy in this video states that he has 20 guys ranging from the age of 20 to 40 years of age going to Morocco because their women are, you know, easier to marry and basically cheaper, only making their meher $2,000. I see this as the biggest insult to women, saying that, oh, we're still gonna go to them because they're cheap and easy to get at, and bye-bye. I mean, I'm all for passport bros leaving the country, getting a wife. I don't care what you do, but when you lessen a woman's worth, saying that, oh, she's cheaper to get at and that's why we're going there, it's not a good look. The comments talking about, oh, I got girls too, it's so easy to bag them. And so if you're a Moroccan woman looking at this, guys, they don't see you as people. They just see you,
So I guess we now know what passport bros are now. Now, for me, the whole thing is context is key. They are saying passport bros, they are taking their passport, going to places where they feel that getting a wife or a girlfriend is easier and the rest. And me, I'm thinking, oh, it's the reverse in some countries. We are looking at you as a green card. So we're calling them green card bros. People that will marry, get into the US, get a green card, and stay married or divorce afterwards or something. So it's just weird, the whole concept of passport bros. Now, is it a bad thing? Is it a good thing? I can't really see. But the problem now is there are some consequences to being a passport bro, because lately, as you've seen from the beginning of this video, things have been happening to the passport bros in some countries.
If you're someone who loves to travel, you have to see this. If you guys didn't know, a lot of American guys are starting to go to Colombia to find a wife because apparently they're more traditional and submissive and whatnot. Because they're going to be traveling with money from America to Colombia, girls are going to see them as ATMs. And because they're so naive, they go on Tinder, find a date, and they get set up. Some of them are even going to get unalived. So please guys, if you go to Colombia, make sure you're safe. Make sure you have local friends that you can trust, and at least learn some Spanish.
So it's come to my attention that they are unaliving the passport bros down in Colombia. So let me just make sure I have this straight, Demarius. You thought that you was going to take your ass down to South America on a flight powered by Massage Noir to go exploit the locals, and there would be no consequences? You just really thought you was going to go, like, scout a wife maybe to bring back, and you could further shit on black women and live your life happily ever after, and nobody was going to say nothing, and nothing was going to happen to you? And here's the thing. When the unthinkable does happen, do you think the po-po in Colombia is going to waste time and resources trying to figure out what happened to your black ass? Sound like Big Mama and them going to be having a memorial with no body and no answers. How dreadful. Remember a few weeks ago I told y'all that 24 was going to be the year of action and reciprocity and things are going to be exposed? It's fuck around and find out season. Now, I don't want anybody to lose their lives. Well, that's not true. I don't want most people to lose their lives. But this... what you want me to say?
Hey, what's up, y'all? So, in the latest episode of the Passport Bros, I made a video a long time ago talking about the Passport Bros and how, you know, they sitting up there talking about how black women specifically are too masculine and hard to deal with. That's why they go out of the country to find women, because women in other places in other countries are more submissive. Now this so-called they unaliving y'all. They, you know, I can't say the word. They 187 y'all out of the country. And when you finally realize that you are not going to go further and do better till you start at home first. If you can't make things work with the women that you have in your own country, what makes you think you can go out of the country and find better? Those women have men, and those men are making them set y'all up, catfishing y'all on these dating apps for y'all to come down there to get robbed. Majority of y'all get robbed, and unfortunately a lot of y'all are out here, you know, getting unalived. I can't say the word because it's gonna stop the algorithm. Something about saying the word. But long story short, you looking for love in all the wrong places. If you can't make it work with the women you already have in your own country, trust and believe them other women don't give a shit about you. They out here, they all got ulterior motives. They the biggest catfishers. Majority of them have men. A lot of them are already married and they getting pimped out by their men in their own country. That's why a majority of them that go out of town, they make it seem like, oh, they big time Americans and they got money, ain't got a fucking dime. The reason why y'all have a difficult time dating women in your own country, because we know the truth. We know you bums. We know you don't have no money. So you max out your credit card to go all the way around the world to go find a woman that you think is more submissive because she can call you papi, yo te quiero papi, and all y'all a bunch of culeros. You know what I mean? You going to, the man went down there to Colombia, and y'all going down there to Colombia with these women that you found on dating apps, thinking that you about to go down there and have you a great time. These women are setting y'all up. 45-year-old black man go down there for his birthday. I guess with somebody else, found unalive in the jacuzzi. He had 2 women that he supposedly had went on dates with or whatever. They robbed and they unalived him. I hate saying that word, but that's the word I got to use because they not going to allow my video to play. Yeah, they 187 y'all. Y'all thought y'all can go further and do better, huh? Y'all thought because you think that black women are too masculine, too difficult to deal with. That's because we know y'all bums. Y'all can't catfish us. We already know the truth about what your financial situation is. We already know the game that y'all run. So because these women outside, you catfishing them on thinking you catfishing them on these dating apps or however you hooking up with these women, really y'all just a fool that's getting fooled.
Passport bros are currently in the phase of fuck around, and soon they will be in the phase of finding out. I just told a story about my dad is a passport bro, and I was talking to my mom the other day because she's finding this really funny. And she goes, "You remember your uncle," I'm gonna call him Steve, Uncle Steve? I'm like, "Oh, Uncle Steve stayed with us for a bit." And she goes, "Yeah, because that man went to Asia." Like, all of the passport bros are getting mad and saying, "My dad went to the Caribbean, and that was a mistake, because he should have gone to Asia." Well, I had an uncle who did go to Asia, and he went there, found a wife, they fell in love, and he brought her back to Canada. So they live in Canada for a little bit, and eventually she says, "I want a divorce." Now my uncle, thinking he had bought himself a nice little wifey, starts going, "No, I'm not divorcing you," and starts fighting her on it and saying he's not willing to do it. Of course, this is after she got citizenship. And then one day there's a knock on the door, and he opens the door, and the Yakuza is at his door. He thought he was making her the victim, but he was actually the victim in this situation. They told him, "You get to choose. You live, or you sign everything over to her in the divorce." And he signed everything he owned over to her, who was involved in the Yakuza. And he lost everything. And that is why, when I was about 11 years old, my Uncle Steve came to stay with us for a couple months because he was trying to get back on his feet because he owned absolutely nothing. And his daughter, which is my cousin, which I've never really met, does not have anything to do with her dad because of what he did. Passport bros are currently in the phase of fuck around, and soon they will be in the phase of finding. Here's the thing, you never want to be saying "I told you so" when people are being unalived, because it's not funny when people are losing their lives. I'll go back to that video where I was talking about how my uncle, he was a passport bro, and he had, whether it was actually the Yakuza, I don't know, because I don't talk to this uncle. He was like ostracized from the whole family. But anyways, go watch that video, and then go to the comments and see all the men telling me that I'm wrong. That it's safe, that they're going to the wrong countries, and then they start listing all the countries that they should be going to. And this is what I mean. It's arrogance. It's blind trust. You just think that you can victimize women in other countries, that nobody in those countries would take advantage. The fact that you think you're smarter than them. My thing is this isn't going to stop in one country. Do you think men of other countries take what men from Western countries are doing to their women, the women where they live? Do you think they take that kindly? The men in these situations have only factored in women. They fail to realize that the women in other countries have families and men from those countries that are interested in being with them. So you're taking their option. As a Canadian who's traveled internationally, if you're an American traveling internationally, there's a lot of places that don't take kindly to Americans. I don't mean anything rude by that. It's just a reality that if I travel internationally and then people find out I'm from Canada, not from the US, I get treated very differently. Just a lot of things that passport bros fail to consider because they think they're smarter than everyone else. But it's not actual intelligence, it's hubris.
A lot of people have been tagging me in this news about passport bros being unalived in Colombia. There's been 8 suspicious connected to dating apps. And I just want to say, when I first went viral speaking on passport bros, this is the type of stuff I was talking about, and when I first came out, a bunch of men jumped on my head and was like, "Oh, he's a simp. He's not even a black man. He's not this. He's not that." They started over whooping on me. He's not this. He's not that. Moo wop the bambo. All that y'all was doing, right? And really, I was really trying to help y'all asses. I was really trying to give you the game. I was really trying to let you know that if you're lame in America, you're going to be lame on Jupiter. You're going to be lame on Pluto. And you damn sure are going to be lame in Colombia, mother. That's all I was trying to say. And I was just trying to put an emphasis on men self-improving rather than throwing that burden onto the women to say that the women ain't right. It's nothing to do with the women. It's you. and you will take yourself everywhere that you go, that person in the mirror will be there. And other people will see that. It's just that when you ran into these women in other countries, especially South America, you realize that they're much more ruthless than American women when it comes to getting their means, even if it means you have to come to an end.
The comedian was kidnapped and murdered while on a date in Medellin, Colombia last week.
I'm not impressed. As a Colombian, we've been telling y'all so many times to stop going to Colombia for sex tourism. Honestly, I lost all empathy for passport bros. And I'm not trying to start any controversy, but I love how this dude decides to describe this man, this 50-year-old man who used to fly to Colombia just to have sex with 19, 21, and 20 years old. As an activist, as an angel, as a person who helps so many immigrants from his country in the States, I'm not denying anything he has done to the community. Good for him. But do not paint the situation as, oh, this poor American went outside and he fell in love. No, he was looking for a 20-year-old to take advantage of. He almost tripled her age, just so you know. So, no, I do not feel bad for a pervert who only went to Colombia for sexism and got murdered in the process. Now, there's bad people everywhere. But don't try to follow this propaganda about how everywhere in Latin America is dangerous and how you too can get murdered in broad daylight. And as so many Americans like to say, fuck around and find out.
Hey man, rest in peace to all them passport bros that done got offed over there in Colombia.
You know, I hear videos like this or watch videos like this, and I find myself coming to the sad conclusion that the standards of what makes one a attempted decent human being has really gone down. 8 men in the last few months coming from America murdered in Colombia, one of which was Tu Zhejiang, and forgive me if I didn't pronounce that right, a human rights activist. And this creator thinks it's kind of funny to make light of it because they were down there looking for love or companionship. Look, I'm not a passport bro, and I don't want to get in the back and forth on that, but I'm just saying 8 people died by being tricked on a dating app, drugged, robbed, murdered, taken away from their families, taken away from their friends, taken away from this earth. And I guess because they were men who were looking for female companionship, to this creator, it's funny that they died. I don't know, man. I don't always agree with everybody. There's a lot of people on this app that I highly disagree with. But if I found out one of them had died, I would be sad, even for these people that I disagree with, because the death of a person is bigger than just a simple, basic idea of how or who you date that we disagree with. Choosing to date women or men from one country or another doesn't negate or degrade the humanity of any other group. And yet, with the passport bros, it just seems like we dehumanize them on this app. And I don't get that. Let me rephrase that. I do get why it happens, and I just find that kind of disgusting because these are people. I just want to sincerely say my heart goes out to the families who've lost loved ones in that. My heart goes out to the dudes who in that. And I think that people who engage in that should just try to be safe. And I don't know, I just think taking a facetious look at the death of another human being is something that, I don't know, I would have a hard time doing. But that's just me. I don't know. Do better.
Now, what is happening is not something some people have not talked about previously, but right now it has been happening a lot. Now, the cases in Colombia where they are unaliving these men is getting really outrageous. Now, there are some passport bros in some other countries that might not get that unaliving treatment, but they might get some rude, disrespectful treatment or some shocker that they did not expect.
Excuse me, I'm over here.
You went to here?
I want to see who.
No, it's my friend. Only my friend.
There was a guy with his shirt off, and you won't show me who it is. He's just a friend.
My friend.
From where?
I don't need to tell with you.
You don't need to tell me.
Yes, it's my friend. It's my private life. I never asked you about when you texting with a girl.
I never text with a girl and have a girl with a shirt off. You liar.
Typically in an Arab household, the man usually is the provider financially, and that's just how it is.
That is just something I wasn't prepared for.
Most Arab women expect that.
Just like most American people expect the woman to contribute half. Or not half, just contribute.
But you're not dealing with an American woman.
No, but she'd have to deal with some of my things, though, too. This was definitely not what I wanted to hear. I thought Moroccan women prioritize family over material things, and I was not anticipating that it would mean I have to be the sole provider for a household. I didn't sign up for this.
Meet Austin Holloman. Austin Holloman is a 23-year-old barber who has been leading the charge in the Passport Bros movement. He has been in Brazil. Whole YouTube channel is based off of the fact that, hey, America sucks. This is why it sucks. Dating here sucks. I've given up here. I'm going to tell you about dating in Brazil. Where Austin Holloman loses himself is that he's telling a double-edged message. Recently, he's been run out of Brazil.
If I wanted to come back to stay in Brazil, it wouldn't be safe.
And in his apology message about getting ran out of Brazil, he talks about how his intention was never about on this channel, how it was always about dating.
My intent was never to promote of women. My message was that, hey, women in Brazil still value the work that you've done on yourself.
Even to his own admission, he talks about paying for.
He'd pay 2 times in Medellin.
So when you go there and your dollar means more and you're buying, it lets me know that something's off about you.
This PP bro got to the end of his money, and then he got to the end of his relationship. He's out in Kenya, and he is an Irish citizen. And he thought he was going out to Kenya to be with his girlfriend. He left 3 kids in his wake, and then he ran out of money. Now he is on the internet asking for help to get home. Okay, this is the story. A disappointed Brady says the woman disappeared after he exhausted all his money. A PP bro fail. An unexpected turn of events. An Irish national, Patrick Brady, has found himself in a challenging situation where he is seeking funds to assist him in traveling back to his home country. The father of 3, he literally left 3 kids to go to a different continent. The father of 3 took to TikTok to share his predicament, shedding light on the financial strain he faced during his visit to Kenya. Patrick initially traveled to Kenya in November 2023 to meet his Kenyan girlfriend, whom he had been interacting with. However, things took an unforeseen turn as he encountered difficulties in his relationship, culminating in the depletion of all his financial resources and the end of his relationship as well. In a candid video on TikTok, Patrick opened up about the hardships he faced, stating, "I came here to meet a woman, and things haven't worked out between me and that person. You don't know somebody until all your finances are gone. You spend everything you have, and then that person doesn't want you anymore, which has led me into this situation now." This man has 3 kids. If he has run out of money tricking off on a woman, that means that for at least 3 months, he was unconcerned about the welfare of his children. That is where some of these people are. And he deserves to live in this find out season. He deserves it.
The thing is, you really think that all Filipinos are good? You really think that a lot of them are not scammers? Of course they are. There are many bad Filipinas as many bad women in the Philippines too. Don't think that all Filipinas are angels. Because some of them, they act way worse than Western women too. And to those who are supporting my decision, thank you so much. Me don't want to argue or don't want to support the fights anymore. I said I don't want to support the fights. Then you know how people will say, "Oh my God, she's not supporting Passport Bros anymore."
Now, my thoughts about the whole situation. I'm not one to talk about interracial, intercountry, intertribal, whatever. I'm not one to talk about it. I talk against it. I say do whatever works for you. But when you have this concept that women in a certain place are cheaper to get, cheaper to do, cheaper to whatever is their logic for going outside the US, going outside Canada, going outside UK and Australia, because most of the passport bros are from countries that are similarly the leading developing or developed countries, not developing, are similarly the leading developed countries, the countries that their currency is worth a lot in another country's currency. So they go to these countries and then think, oh, because these ladies are in a country where the average earning of a worker is not up to the US or UK or Canada standard, so they want to throw a little bit of money and then they will get them. Now, you don't expect that these women, especially in a country where crime rate is high or in a country where poverty rate is high, that they are just going to stay there, you do whatever you want to do, and then they will be happy with it. Yes, some of them will be happy with it, but some of them are being forced by the situation in their country to go ahead with the passport bro marriage, with the passport bro relationship. And you think, oh, they are being traditional, but you still want them to pay 50-50. That's not traditional. If you want a traditional wife, you're going to pay. You're going to pay for everything. And one of the clips, you saw that one of the our father was saying that he doesn't have a job now, so he cannot send money to one of his to his wife who was practically married to him because of the money, and now she's going to divorce him. Yeah, what did he expect? What do you expect? They're marrying you for the money. They're marrying you for green card if you're going to bring them into the US, if you're going to bring them into the UK, if you're going to take them to Canada. But if you're going to keep them in their country, it's money. They're not interested in who you are. In fact, it will not be shocking if you are not stable in that country that they have another person by the side. You're just the money bag. I don't know why all of a sudden they are shocked by the things that are going on. What did you expect when you go to meet these women? Not because you have a connection, but because you think they're treating you better than the women in your country. So you leave the US, you flash your passport, and then you say you want a traditional wife, you want a lot of things that doesn't make sense to me in a way, because I feel like they're just trying to use these women, and some of them are with men or have men relatives who would want to say, okay, this person is bringing in the money, let's get as much as we can from them. So the whole unaliving, kidnapping, and the rest is not surprising to me. It's outrageous, but it's not surprising to me. Now, I saw a video where someone was saying that don't come near West African women, that they are like Black Americans and the rest, and I laughed because in a way he's right.
How to become a successful passport bro. Now, I got me a beautiful Ethiopian queen, and I can teach you how to get one. Now, I don't know about Brazil or Philippines or Thailand, but I do know about Africa. Okay, this is how you do it. First up, you get on afrointroductions.com. You register for afrointroductions.com. You get you a nice profile. Okay? Avoid West African countries, because West African women are very similar to Black American women. They run a lot of scams. They play games. A lot of them are narcissists. And many of them have bad moral character. So get you an East African woman, such as Ethiopia and Uganda, places like that, okay?
Some West African women will not take some of the nonsense that they think because they have a passport they are going to get away with. Now, some might take some of their nonsense, but they will be their time. They will be their time to getting into the US, get the green card, and then they will reveal their true colors. But the whole thing is just something that's unfortunate anyway. I think the men getting unalived is really not it. And I don't know why they are doing that. You unalive somebody, the money stops from coming from that person. Then you go to another person. And they're not afraid of getting caught. But then again, if you look at some of those countries, the crime rate is high and the punishment rate is not that high. So they probably would get away with it. That's why they are doing it. Now, if they were going to get punished, if they were going to get thrown in prison or jail, I don't think they'll be doing that. They'll just take the money and then say bye. But they know that they are not going to get any punishment. So I guess that's why they are doing it. It's just unfortunate. The whole situation is just unfortunate. I don't know what you guys think about the whole thing. It's unfortunate that they feel unappreciated in their country and then they go to another country and then they get unalived. It's really unfortunate. I don't know. What do you guys think about the whole situation? What do you guys think about the whole passport bro situation? What do you think about the current trend in them getting unalived when they go to some certain countries? What do you think about them talking down on their country women, the American women and Canadian, mostly American that have been doing that. For the Canadians, I've not really seen them really talk down on them. It's mostly the American men, both the black and the white, that have been talking down on their women and saying no, that. Anyway, I would love to hear your thoughts about this whole passport bro thing and the current thing that is going on right now. So please leave your comments in the comment section so that we can get this discussion popping. Now, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are not yet subscribed and you like videos such as this, please consider subscribing by clicking on the red button that says subscribe, and don't forget to click on the bell notification icon by the side so that you're notified anytime I upload videos. Now, with all that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.